Hello, welcome to the Learner's Guide. With this video, we will be starting our course on R programming. So this first video will be a very basic introduction to R. Hopefully you have downloaded R and also RStudio. So this is the RStudio which we are having here. This is our console where we will be writing our most of the things. So let's start it. So today we will be first looking at the basics of R. Okay. So let's start with writing few mathematical operations. So if I say 3 plus 5 and hit enter, you can see it shows me 8 here. So definitely you can understand that some basic math operations can be done here easily, isn't it? Like I can do 5 minus 2 plus 5, and if I give something more for 44 and hit enter, it will give me a particular result. Okay. Now the thing is, in this particular portion, we are definitely getting the mathematical result, but does it follow any sequence? That we have to find out, isn't it? So let's say I am writing like 44 multiplied by 2, then plus 1. Okay, so it should be 89. Okay, so you can see here that the first thing which was done here is this particular portion, isn't it? Let me just increase the font. Yes. So the first thing which was done here is this particular portion, 44 multiplied by 2. That is the parenthesis part. Then comes the addition part. So you have to keep in mind that in R, the mathematical operations are performed in this particular order, PEDMAS. That is parenthesis, exponents, then comes division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. Okay, this is the priority of that order. If a particular mathematical expression is having all of this, parenthesis will be given the highest priority, like you can see here in this particular case. Okay, so this is the thing it will be following. Now the thing is, definitely you can understand that by this I can just normally work with it like a calculator, isn't it? But this is not what we generally do in programming. I mean, we need something to store, isn't it? So that thing we call it as a variable. See, 89 is here, that's fine, but 89 is not stored anywhere, isn't it? 52 is here, 8 is here, 3 is here, 5 is here, everything is here in the console, but nothing has been stored. That is the problem here. Like if I want to use the 8 again, it's nowhere, isn't it? I have to save it somewhere. So if I want to save it somewhere, let's say I take a variable and name it as var1. Okay, and I will give an arrow sign and I will say 8. So what does it mean? It means the 8, the value, the numeric value is been assigned to the variable 8. Okay. So see here, you can see in the global environment var1 equal to 8. So this variable is actually being saved here. So what does it mean actually? So let's try to figure it out. If I say var1, it shows me 8. No matter how many times I write var1, it will be showing me 8. And if I write var1 multiplied by 5, it's showing me 40. So clearly you can see here that var1 is actually storing the value 8 here, which I have assigned to it. Okay, this is the first thing you have to keep in mind. A variable is something which can store any value so that we can use it for our future use. Definitely this 8 here or this 3 or 5 here, we haven't stored it anywhere. I cannot call it by any name, isn't it? But now this particular 8 is, yes, it is stored in a variable which is known as var1, and whenever I call var1, I will be actually getting my variable. All right, this is the power of the variable you have to keep in mind. Now the thing is, let's create one more variable. Let's call it var2 and let's assign 10 to it. So you can see here in the global environment we are having two variables, variable 1 8, variable 2 which is 10. Now the thing is, let's say I want to list all the variables which I have made throughout this particular session of our programming. All right, all of these things we will be discussing in details. This is just a basic, what is a session, what is a global environment variable and all. We will be discussing all of this. Let's see first this ls. If I do ls, what am I getting? I am getting all the variable names var1 and var2 which were supposed to be there. Okay, so var1 and var2 is there. So if I want to remove a particular variable, so if I say var1 multiplied by var2, if I hit enter, it comes as 80. Definitely 8 multiplied by 10, it's 80. Now the thing is, if I want to change few things a bit, like let's say if I want to remove var1, how to remove it? So rm is for remove and give a particular variable which you want to remove. I want to remove var1. Okay, it's gone. See, you can see here from the global environment that var1 is no longer there. So if I just again run the same command, which was var1 multiplied by var2, now you can see it gives an error, that is var1 is not found. Definitely we have removed var1 from our global environment and it's not even there. So this is the case which happens whenever you give a particular variable name which does not exist. It will give you this error that it cannot find out this particular thing which you are trying to use. Okay, so you have to make sure of this one. And few more thing, it's better to see this is how we generally assign a value to a variable with this arrow symbol. But this is not the only way to do it. We can do like var3 equals 5. Definitely we can do that one also. But I will recommend you to actually go with the arrow notation. Okay, later on we will find out that why we need the arrow notation. Okay, but keep in mind that this one is preferred over this one. Definitely for this particular scenario, it is giving us the same result. See, var3 multiplied by var2, it will give us the same result exactly. 5 multiplied by 10 is 50. But still I will recommend you to go for the arrow notation. Why? We will see this in the next upcoming videos. Okay, so this is the thing we saw here. Now one more way is there for assigning values to a variable with the assign keyword. Okay, as so assign, I can say a variable name as x and I can assign 55. Okay, if I hit enter, you can see x is having 55. This is definitely a laborious job to do. So the easiest thing which we do is this. So typically this particular line and this particular line, both of them are assigning values to a particular variable. These are 3 different types by which we can assign it, and definitely I will recommend you to go through this arrow notation like thing. Okay, so this was the basics of variable which we saw here. And not only that, I can do like this also. Let's say I'm making a variable a. Okay, and maybe the value of variable a, I don't want to directly give it to a. I want to give it to I want a value from a different variable. So let's say I want to assign the value of variable b to a. That I can do, and I can assign b here. So it's like a chain assignment. You can see at first 5 is assigned to variable b, then b is assigned to a. So definitely a will also have the same value as b, isn't it? So if I hit enter, you can see a and b. In the global environment, you can see a and b are both having the value 5. So this chain assignment is also possible in R. So this is a very good thing to do. And also, so I am just showing you different ways of assigning. So in this way also you can do Z. If I write down 3, see the arrow head has changed, isn't it? The arrow is pointing in the different direction, but yes, it's pointing towards a variable only. If I hit enter, this also works. See, Z is having 3. So wherever you put the variable, whether left hand side or right hand side, it doesn't matter at all. The thing is the arrowhead should be pointing towards the variable, and yes, it will assign the value. That's it. So this is how we have assigned so many variables. And if I do ls, here, you will actually see so many variables which we have created. Okay, ls a, b, var2, var3, x, z, and all of this we can be using throughout the particular program. And let's say you want to delete any particular thing. You want to delete a particular variable, rm, and a variable name. But let's say you want to delete all the global environment variables which you are having here, a, b, var2, var3, and all. So how to remove all of them? I will be just writing rm list equal to ls and hit enter. See, everything gone. Environment is empty now. Okay, so with this particular command, we are removing all the things which we get from ls. And what are the things which we get from ls? All the variable names, and all the variable names which we are just getting rid of it. Okay, so this is how we just talk about normal variables, and this is how we get rid of the environment variables and all. Okay, so in today's class we saw some basic of mathematics like addition, subtraction, parentheses and all. Just remember one thing, it follows the BIDMAS rule. We saw what a variable is. Why do we need a variable? Because we need to store the value, and later on we need to use that value. We saw how to use the variable, we saw how to remove a variable, we saw how to get rid of all the variables all at once from the environment. Okay, so these are the things which we saw. Now you also saw chain assignment, which can be very handy in some cases. So this is up to, so let's keep it up to this for this video. In the next video we will start with the R script, where we will create a file of R type so that we can run it not in the console. Today we ran everything in the console, but that time we will be running everything from that particular R script. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you.